Alright, we're back. I told you I was going to do it. I get eager, I get a little jumpy when I do a video, get in the zone. Coming back at you, fresh off the preview. It's another episode of JACKO'S COUNTDOWN, everyone's favorite weekly podcast show. You know, when you're on your lunch break, sit back, kick the dogs up, put in the headphones, and just let me take you on a ride through Fantasy Town, you know? I mean, let's be honest here. No biggie. I got the Hawaiian. I brought out a second Hawaiian. We're doubling up, folks. That's what we do on the countdown. Double Hawaiians. This is for you, folks. We're looking for a primetime Emmy this year. Primetime. Primetime. All right. Well, you know, let's examine some matchups. I wet your whistle with the match preview, so we're going to dive right in. First up, we got Butch and Nick. I got my second interface here. I need two screens to get all this info on you guys. Butch, Nick. Nick, I'm sorry, man. Just an underwhelming showing so far. Not much to look forward to. Lucky with Lamar Miller last week. Phillip Rivers is just, I don't know what it is about him. Devontae Freeman's been okay. Not been the same quality of player that you and many others expected probably when the draft happened. So it's been an underwhelming year so far. You're waiting to put a defense in. Butch, I really like Butch's team. You know, I think Butch is primed and ready. He's one of those guys at the 3-3 spot. There's a few more in the league. I think Stu, Daniel, maybe Brooks. Not sure. I can't remember if he is or not. We'll see in a little bit. But they're primed to enter the top tier. There's a top third, I feel like, and then there's a middle, and then there's the bottom, you know. But Mark is on the verge of being taken down. I mean, he's 4-2. He's one game away from all of these 3-3 teams. I look for Butch to roll. I mean, the line's got him by 12. Nick needs to put in a D. But there's just not many bright spots from Nick. There's not many people that you're going to look at Nick's team, that he has on his team, that you're just going to say, they're going to beat me up. Butch has got a solid, thorough lineup. He might be a bit weak on the bench, but bench points don't count, as we know, you know. So, good pickup with Robert Woods. Kelsey's dangerous. Mike Evans, Jameis Winston, always capable of big things, as we know. Jeremy Hill getting a lot of good time in there. Gio Bernard, that's still a battle they're having. Hill gets more carries. Gio's versatile, but I think the projection for Jeremy Hill is pretty solid. TJ Yeldon, you know, he's fine. Jordy looks to have a big week. I think Butch rolls here, so we're going to go ahead and move on. Sorry, Nick. You know, me and Mark don't need to go through it too much. Y'all saw the video. I'm just going to crush the guy. The guy is weak. He's slipping. He's on a cliff, and one hand's gone. He's losing fingers on the second one. So, you know, Mark's just not that good. I'm sorry. His bench is weak. He's scoring nothing. You know, he's lucky what he's doing right now with his record, but he'll continue to fall. He's going to make the tier jump. First of the top four to make the tier jump down to the second tier. Another guy's moving in. Mark's moving out. Sorry, buddy. Love ya. That's just how it's going to be. I'll go right on to the next one. Here's a big game. Stu put it as the match of the week. Don't know if I agree with him. Then again, kind of throwing some shade at my team in their the power rankings. So, sorry, Stu. You know, I think you're getting a little bit crazy between the ears, but we're gonna move on. I think Stu's team is actually really good now with Tom Brady. He's good at working the waiver wire. We know this. He's having trouble with wide receivers this week. No Kelvin Benjamin. He's got Ty Montgomery starting, so you know but he's got Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. Those are big numbers right there. Gillislee looks to come in and do some work. Matt Jones, bruiser. Allen Robinson, touchdown machine. You know, he hasn't been doing probably as much this year as Stu would like, but he's been allowed to get away with some of that with Brady coming back, with Gronk catching passes now. Gronk is a freak of nature. Stu looks good. Now we're going over to Curly. We all know what kind of team Curly has. Boomer bust, but no one denies that he can put up a ton of points. I mean, last week we saw, you know, when we were in Sunday's games, probably about 30 or 45 minutes into those games, maybe an hour, it looked like Curley was going to absolutely. I mean, we knew he was going to be Jamie. Jamie's a punching bag at this point, but it looked like he was going to get north of 170. He cooled off a little bit, came back down to earth, but I mean, he's got a great team. He's got explosive guys. T.Y. Hilton, explosive. LaShawn McCoy, huge game, looking to come back. He might be sitting though. That's what's going to tip it, I think, for Sugar. Sugar is going to pull this one out versus Curly Man is a girly man. I don't know what to tell you, Curly. I don't know if it's in the cards for you this week. I mean, Gurley's come back a little bit, but you need Gurley to play legit. If LaShawn McCoy doesn't play, which it doesn't, maybe looks like. I mean, it doesn't look like it right now. I don't believe. Stu's going to crush. Stu's going to roll. I'm sorry. As much as that may pain me to say that I don't want Stu to crush anybody, Stu's going to crush. I think Stu's going to get a big win versus Curly, and they're going to have the same record after this week. Stu could possibly jump up into that top tier as much as it sucks. I hate it. I know everybody else up top does too. See Stu on the up and up, but he's got a good team, so we'll see. Okay, next matchup, Patrick P. Lee. Mr. Gray, looking to have a big day. I beat him last week, but it wasn't. He didn't lose through lack of trying. I'll say that he's got a pretty solid team. We know what Matt Ryan does. C.J. Anderson, what he can do. Christine Michael, big breakout season. Larry Fitz, primed at any moment to explode. I had to worry about him last Monday night. I went into cold sweats just whenever that ball got thrown at him. He's got Jimmy Graham looking to rebound. Russell Wilson's new favorite target. Doug Baldwin's taking a back seat. Marvin Jones. We expect Marvin Jones to cool off, but Marvin Jones he's just playing lights out. I mean, it's pretty crazy up there in the Dirty D. He's gotten a little down lately, but I fully expect him with Stafford throwing the rock to keep hauling in balls. Stephon Diggs, solid player. He's got the best D in the league with the Vikings. All around solid team. I think Lee Gray's good. He's better than his record says. I will say that. But and he's gonna get the win because you know who he's playing. He's playing the bye week. I'm gonna call him this. Jamie's the bye week team. I don't know what he's doing. He finally got Derrick Henry out of there and put in Bilal Powell. He's got Gio Bernard, Bilal Powell. Throwing to John Brown. John Brown is a great athlete, don't get me wrong, but he is not a person you want to have to rely on a weekly basis. Bengals D, not what they're supposed to be. The guy's starting a domestic abuser at the kicker spot. Shore up your morals, James. Have a little self-respect for your craft. Get the man off the lineup. It's despicable. Despicable. Get Josh Brown out of here. Still falling on Kirk Cousins. That might be the story of Jamie's team this whole year. I think his team is summed up. Jamie is Kirk Cousins in a fantasy manifestation. Kind of a bum. I don't really like him. Has flashes of greatness. Never can count on him. Jamie's going down this week like a sweet cheesecake. Lee Gray's just going to bust him up. No, we're getting a little deep here on the minutes. I'll hurry up these last two. Mug Jankers, Flex Zone, huge game, big implications. This is a Stu Curley type matchup. Big for the week. Vegas only has them at 1.5 off from each other. Daniel's on the up and up. His team is starting to play for him like they believe in their manager. Mug Jankers, I actually think the exact same thing about Mug Jankers. All my power rankings, I've not been hating on Mug Jankers, even though his record was bad earlier. I always thought he had a good team. He's still got a good team. Looking at these guys, you got Taylor. I like Tyrod Taylor a lot. I like him better than Dalton right now. I mean, Dalton's got A.J. Green, the best wide receiver out of those two teams. But I like the way Tyrod plays, versatility. Brooks needs Mark Ingram to play good. He hasn't been playing what he's been drafted at. It's a shame. But then again, he has Frank Gore, big time player. The guy's a workhorse. Every coach's dream, Frank Gore. Just a freak of nature. Julio Jones looking to have a big week for San Diego. Going vertical on San Diego. Bolo Ty's going to have to answer. I don't think they'd do it. Julio's going to have a big game. Crabtree, Oakland wide receivers playing great at the moment. Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's had some big numbers, but don't talk down to Antonio Gates. The ancient one, the freak of nature, the bionicle. I look for Antonio Gates to have a bigger week this week than Hunter Henry. It's fine. Jeremy Maclin, I mean, that's what Alex Smith likes him. He can catch big plays, big play balls. He's got Broncos. This is a tough matchup. I'm gonna call Brooks. I'm gonna say Brooks. That's a toss up though. I respect both those teams. Finally, Zabransky, the juggernaut, taking on Neilio. No QB for old Witten. Now here's the thing. Branscombe, you would expect to crush anybody, especially a team at 2-4. Not so, my friend. Not so fast, as Chris Berman would say. Staunch reality, you're going to get a dose of it this week, my friend. You have a good team, but Neilio's coming in. Neilio's riding on the back of a freakish Le'Veon Bell. Jay Ajayi coming off a massive game. A season game. Aaron Rodgers. Not been Aaron Rodgers lately. You'll see a different one versus that Chicago defense when they play, I believe, tonight. Terrell Pryor. Guy catches balls. He's an athlete. That's what kind of guy he is. Vernon Davis, good start with Washington. Good start with Washington with Jordan Reed out with a concussion. Look for Vernon Davis to probably catch a touchdown pass. I'd say about 50 or 60 yards. Jamal Charles looking to come back. It's going to be a great game. I'm not going to lie. This is probably going to be the most fireworks game. But I'm going to give the nod to Neilio. That's my upset of the week. And, we're just going to run back through them real quick. Who do we have? I got Butch. I got me. I got Stusive Krimlinger. I've got LG beating the hell out of Jamie. I've got Jankers, and I've got Nelson. So, those are big ones. Neil with the upset of the week versus Bransky. Bring you back down to earth. You're mortal still, my friend. You're mortal. You might have a 5-0 record. You're going to 5-2. Pull you back into the pack a little bit. No biggie. Quick shout out before I end this video. I know it's gotten a little too long. But shout out to Mark for making just a great, the best write-up we've seen so far last week with the Fantasy Power Rankings. That was hilarious. We all enjoyed it. My dad enjoyed it. I read him some of the people. I thought the write-ups were great. Hopefully we'll get another one like it soon. And that was really fun to read last week. So I hope everyone does well, except for Mark, probably Jamie also, probably Stu also. But no, I'm just kidding. Y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. Sorry for the long video. Just kick back and enjoy. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good one.